What is going on, true believers? I hope you're having a great morning. My name is Bleeves. We're here to talk about all that's going on in the crypto market. More specifically, we're going to talk about today Ethereum. It's all about Ethereum right now. It looks like Ethereum has started a little bit of run, but did I say just Ethereum? I didn't mean just Ethereum. What I meant was Ethereum and AI tokens are starting to run. Did I say just AI tokens? Also, political fi tokens are starting to run again. We're getting all of that back. 152 billion million, 152 million billion jillion. No, just million. 152 million in Bitcoin ETF outflow again yesterday. Another big reversal day. What does it mean in the longer and broader terms? Nothing. There were 19 straight days of inward momentum, and that now we've had just a little bit of a reversal. So I think that we're just fine in the market broadly. We've had a little bit of upward momentum. Now, the US market is here to suck the D out of liquidity, if you will, because that's what, the paper handed US market does. So anything positive that you might be seeing right now could be thwarted by the United States. Now, we've got about 3 hours until the big move where we get an idea of what the U.S. market does for the day. So for right now, probably a little bit of profit taking, maybe a little bit of upward momentum. Like we'll see some volatility because right now it's America, F yeah. So anyway, we're gonna get into it, all that and more. We got some SHIB content. Martin Shkrell, I don't even know how to say his stupid name, but Martin, the dude that bought the company and tried to steal money from old and infirm people by charging them a bunch of money for like diabetes medication. The dirt bag that went to jail and prison and stuff. Well, now it turns out he's partnering with Barron Trump, who I assume he's dating, and they are they've launched their own coin, DJT, and Arkham Intelligence has offered a reward. Zach XBT has offered a reward, trying to find out who it is that launched that token. And now Martin is coming forward saying that he did it in conjunction with Barron Trump. Again, I just assume that they're dating at this point. I don't know how old Barron Trump is, but I mean, it's in the MAGA ecosystem. So Matt Gaetz, right, Matt Gaetz' best friend, who's in prison right now, by the way, for underage trafficking. Along the trip, by the way, Matt Gaetz' best friend is in prison for trafficking of a minor, and it was on the same trip that Matt Gaetz was on. And if you saw Kevin McCarthy's interview just recently, you'll know that not only was there a concerted effort to squash anything against Matt Gaetz, but also maybe he's dating Barron Trump too. Who knows? Anyway, happy Juneteenth. This is not financial advice. Let's kick this off with me being always right.
I can read a chart like a Superman, and I've got a show that has a lot of fans. I'm streaming every day and almost every night. I bought some Bitcoin because I see the light. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleeves. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleeves. I'll break the crypto wallet down. Channels streaming live at night, and I'm the only YouTube streamer who's always right. Every morning I go live and say to all you guys, don't fall for all these motherfuckers and their lies. You might wonder who I am, but don't forget that I'm the man. They call me Bleeves. I'll do any chart you want me to. They call me Bleeves. I'll break your crypto wallet down for you, for you, for you. I don't know what to do because my memberships are missing you.
What's going on, everybody? Got a new t-shirt design. I wanted to show it to you today. Don't stop believing. What are you waiting for? Go to the store, order a shirt. Now back to the show. All right, guys. Just by the way, Surgeon General did put a warning out just recently. I'm going to show it to you in just a few seconds. And it says if you don't hit the like button, you might get cancer. So I don't want anybody here to get cancer. So hit the goddamn like button. Like, is it that hard? Is it that hard? I think it's we have like 80 people in here right now. If we have 80 likes, then I'm in good shape. When we have 80 people watching and we only have like 20 likes, that means, dude, if you're driving, that's okay. Stop driving, pull over on the side of the road. If you're on the expressway, pull over on the side of the expressway. If you're on a train and the train is like you're on the tracks right now and you're laying down there right now because you decided, it's not worth it. And you stand up, get off, move away, don't get run over by a train, and hit the like button. It's all you got to do. Hit the like button. Yeah. Anyway, I'm having fun. Good morning to you. If you good morning, by the way, and if you don't good morning to you anyway, because I don't care. It's my goddamn world. I get to do whatever it is. And by the way, somebody told me that I said GD too much, so I'm going to try to stop doing that, but I didn't do it so far today. Anyway, we're working on it. Yeah, so we'll see what happens. Good morning to Fun Family. Good morning to Real Life Miracle. Neko Army in the house. Jay Locke is here. Brian Bootyhead, good morning. Aaron Thompson, good morning. Hammerside, good morning. Design DNA, good morning. Blockchain Bonehead is here. VK is here. Hey, Bleeves, what VPN do you recommend? Well, I would recommend NordVPN, but they haven't paid me. In fact, I was using NordVPN for a long period of time, and then my subscription canceled because I got a free 1-year subscription because I was partnered with them. And then my partner, which was Nebula, by the way, and I got them through Miles Dutcher. If you guys know who he is, Miles hooked me up with them as a partner. But I think Miles has left Nebula, and so has Saul, which was my agent there. And the only thing left are the people that I don't really know. And I keep asking them, why am I not being paid? Like, where is my money? What is going on with Nebula? And they're like, I don't know. We think everything's fine, but we have no idea. So you're gonna have to reach out to them. So I have no idea. So in the meantime, I'm using Hotspot Shield instead. And I could have used NordVPN because I thought that it would be, good and worthwhile and potentially a long-term partnership or something like that. But I don't like the fact that whoever they are partnered with right now, in this case, the people that they're partnered with right now is Nebula, and Nebula's not paying me. And by the way, I had an enormous amount of signups, so I am due some cash. So, Crypto Sparky, what is going on? Richard Caldwell, good morning. So Hotspot Shield, I guess, is the one. Shane Jordan, good morning. Raymond Pritchard, good morning. Tony P, good morning. Richard Nelson, J Manuel, Vader Prime, Steve Greer, Abimbola Janet, Saitama Nollins in the house. Is that Saitama Nollins on Sol, or is that Saitama Nollins on Ethereum? But then it'd be sidechain, right? So I guess it has to be Saitama on Sol. The Prez is in the house. The Prez is in the house. You're not the Prez. This is the Prez.
I'm about to drop some hugely powerful alpha.
And I am his favorite channel. So there's that. Anyway, yes, sir, in the house. I heard they are doing anything for cash at Discover ID. You need some. Yeah, we could always use cash. I don't know what they're doing, by the way. I have no idea. I'm not frozen out or anything from Ben, but I mean, I haven't talked to him in a while, so I have no idea literally what's going on. I wished him luck during his fight and congratulated him, and he won the fight. And, that's been it. Somebody reached out to me today and asked me if I knew anything about a big announcement that they were going to be making. I have no idea. I don't know what's going on. When I see something, then, when I see something, I'll know something. But at this point, I have no idea. I'm looking at the chat right now, and I don't see anything in the chat right now that would give me pause or reason to think that anything is happening today. Although I do think that Ben is returning. I think he's returning from where the fuck was it? England. I think he's returning from England now. So his live stream should be back today. So other than that, no idea. So Kathleen Blaze, good morning. Blackerjack, good morning. It's Juneteenth today. So congratulations and shout out to everybody who's living their best life for today. Continue to do so. Jason Pollins, good morning. Gazer, Carlos in the house. Jay Garcia is in the house. Yes, sir. We got Poe in the house. Dude, Tyler. Jason Collins, Richard Nelson, now a member for 10 months. Look at that, 18 months. I'm sorry. Richard Nelson been a member for 18 months, and I can't even get you guys to sign up and become a member. Ain't that a bitch? You know what I mean? An Exile Son, howdy, believes your crypto analysis have been on point. Keep up the good work. Doing my best, my man. No, I'm not, but I try. Anyway, so let's talk about the market overall. And really, this is basically the Ethereum episode, if you will, because number one, Ethereum ETF issuers working to address reasonable comments from SEC by Friday, according to sources. Now, why are they working towards doing it by Friday? Well, because they want to get going with this ETF launch, and it's probably going to be on July the 2nd. Like, this is probably a very real thing. Prospective Ethereum ETF issuers are responding to the comments received from the SEC last week, according to two sources, and aim to hand them back in this week. The sources describe the comments as light and reasonable. Now, why is it light and reasonable, you might be asking yourself? Well, there is a reason. And I should go over this right here. This happened right here. The SEC has permanently suspended its investigation into Ethereum. So now we have a reason. And we just kind of, what's going on here is the cryptocurrency community has been battling with the bears over the past couple of days, but in a new turn of events, the market is celebrating Ethereum's victory. Earlier today, Ethereum developer Consensus announced in a blog post that the United States SEC was closing its investigation around Ethereum's native token Ether. Consensus sued the SEC back in April and began its investigation to check if Ether was classified as a security. In the lawsuit, the SEC blatantly suggested that the SEC and Gary Gensler believed that the altcoin was a security. However, in its X post, Consensus said, today we're happy to announce a major win for the Ethereum developers, technology providers, and industry participants. The enforcement division of the SEC has notified us that it's closing its investigation into ETH 2.0. This means that the SEC will not bring charges alleging the sale of Ethereum are securities transactions. Lauren Bookover, also from Consensus, says the SEC sent us a closing letter in the Ethereum 2.0 investigation. Things have changed remarkably fast since late April, culminating in today's development. After more than a year, the Ethereum investigation is finally over with no charges against anyone. And Consensus, of course, has made a full statement for that. So what you've seen now is a paradigm shift. Why are you seeing this paradigm shift? Because Pocahontas, bunga, me no like 'em a crypto, me want 'em control 'em from bankum. Liz Warren, you ungrateful cunt. I can't finish the word, can I? I'm not allowed to do that. Actor Jason Crow is in the house. By the way, trailer for my movie is out. Scream Dream. I'm not in the trailer, which is bullshit. But hey, you know what? If you guys want to help out, Jason put a link in chat, and if anybody wants to help contribute to the finishing of that movie and a full trailer, which will include little old me, then certainly make a donation and help these guys out. They're looking for a few $1,000s in order to finish the production of the movie so that they can move on and get it out to people. So if you can help, certainly help. And Jason, if you have a link, certainly share that. So we've now got a big win here, which leads us to 3 reasons why the SEC can approve the Spot Ethereum S1 filing by July 2nd. First of all, the Consensus versus SEC resolution. So this is no longer a thing. The SEC announced the conclusion of its investigation with no charges filed. The resolution of this investigation is crucial as it sets a precedent for Ethereum's regulatory status, which turns it into a commodity. Now, the next thing is the Spot Ethereum ETF S1 amendments by applicants are being pushed forward, and they're saying that these are very friendly things that they're asking for. There's not a problem here. Another key factor influencing the timeline, Bitwise amended their S1 filing in response to feedback from the SEC, which means the SEC is engaging with people. They addressed regulatory concerns and enhancing transparency for the proposed ETF structure. Remember, there are no staking protocols in there. That has been a sticking point for the SEC. In case other amendments gushed in, Spot Ethereum ETF S1 approval could be expedited. Bitwise recent amendment, for instance, detailed significant investment commitments. This included $2.5 million seed investment from investment manager, Bitwise Investment Manager LLC. Moreover, oh no, Bitwise got a loan from Bitwise Investment? Come on, God damn it. You know what? It's the disingenuous stuff like that that always makes me, even when you think of something good, you see bullshit like that, and you're just like, God, can't believe that Bitwise Investment, they're named almost like Bitwise. I wonder why I did that. You know what I mean? It's just disingenuous. I hate when I see stuff like that. Moreover, expressions of interest from institutions like Pantera Capital Management underscore the robust market demand for Ethereum ETF despite being non-binding. And then number 3, Gary Gensler's public statements have been influencing expectations regarding the approval timeline. And he said over the course of this summer, this underscores SEC's proactive stance towards embracing innovation while ensuring investor protection. And remember, not only do we have this launching, but we have the Bitcoin. There's a roundtable in the White House very, very soon, going to be led by Mark Cuban and some big members of the crypto community to talk about mass adoption and how the United States can become a leader in this new digital asset paradigm, as opposed to the Gary Gensler and the Jocahontas of it. God damn it. Do you know that crazy ass woman? And this is true. This Liz Warren lied about her ethnicity in order to get into college, which means that she probably beat somebody else out based on ethnicity, a more deserving candidate. And this woman has the nerve to cash a paycheck from the Senate every month. Is that real? Like, it's sometimes you just feel like you are living in the Matrix, right? Like how does that even happen? So those 3 reasons are why you can expect to see something big happen. Now, what big thing could you see happen? Well, can Ethereum hit 4,000 after the SEC decision is the question being asked. ETH Developer Consensus gave that analysis that they think this is what's happening, though. So although ETH seems to be slowly recovering, the larger crypto market is still stagnant. Bitcoin continues to trade around 65.5, down 3% in the last 7 days. It's highly unlikely that ETH will rally without Bitcoin's support. Bitcoin is the market leader, and other assets usually follow its trajectory. Researchers at CoinCodex believe Ethereum will consolidate at around its current price in the next couple of weeks. It predicts it to trade at 35.33. By the way, this is where you really got an indication of CoinCodex. The more I listen to CoinCodex, the less I value what they're saying. US SEC also approved the ETF. So in order to push up above 4,000, obviously we're going to need a little help from Bitcoin, and we're going to need we're going to need all hands on deck, everything working together. We're going to need to see some good inflows from Ethereum. We're going to need to see some good inflows from Bitcoin. So it all works in synergy. And then we're going to see that greed index start to rip to get us up there. But again, I think that it's 4,600. I gave you guys a number where I think 4,600 is the number. So remember, by the way, we're in the bearish portion of the post the post halving, post nut clarity, if you will, for what is going on. So right now we're in that phase where it's been, what is it now? About 60 days since about 60 days since the ETF or since the halving. So we're not exactly there yet. Remember, one of them took 87 days. The other one took 143 days before we really started to get a big rip. So it's probably on its way up, but now we're in that phase where people are where you see the donkeys are out here like, I think the bull run is over, George. I think the bull run is finished. I don't think that it's going to happen. You got people like Il Capo of crypto coming out going like, then did do 10,000. I assume he talks that way because he's an idiot. So, you know what I mean? Like I have no respect for anybody who just has no clue what they're talking about. And they act like, oh, I got it, bro. No, they don't got it. So 4,000, I think 4,600. We'll see what comes over the next little while. Now, in the meantime, 16,604 Ethereum were bought on Binance the moments after all of this happened, expecting a precipitous increase in the price action. So that is a pretty big amount. That was $58.6 million immediately bought up on Binance over over a couple of hours. And Ethereum was up about 5% a little while ago. Now, is it up again today? Yeah, it's up 1% right now. So, you know, not sailing, but again, we're in the U.S. market. U.S. market is dog shit. They're just going to be they're takers. They're not makers. They're at this point they're takers. So they're taking their money, and around 2.5 hours from now, we'll find out whether or not this market is going to soar today or not. You know what I mean? That was a lie. Jay Garcia, that was all a lie. We're going to get to that in just a moment. In fact, Let's talk about that guy right now. So Martin Shkrell, whatever his name is. This is Pharma Bro. If you guys remember, this is the guy that went to prison for jacking up the cost of diabetes medication, allowing people to die because he wanted to create a profit. He had a medicine that was like $10, and he raised the price of it to like $800, and was like, "Oh God, we gotta make ends meet. I mean, we're like we're a small company that's just gonna be broke." And oh my God, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So he went to prison for that, and he got out of prison. When he got out of prison, of course, he was still a millionaire because he had made a ton of money, and whatever maximum civil penalties was not being allowed, right? So Martin Shkrell says he is behind the Trump-linked DJT token as Zach XBT and GCR start poking around. The young token made waves in the crypto community over its supposed status as the official Trump token. Turns out one of X's biggest loudmouths was behind it. Martin Shkrell, also known as Pharma Bro, claims he and Barron Trump created the Donald J. Trump token after initially denying involvement. This revelation followed a series of events, including Shkrell's $100 million bet with crypto founder GCR on the token's authenticity, and blockchain sleuth Zach XBT's uncovering evidence linking Shkrell to the token. Despite the drama, the Trump campaign has not officially commented on it. Pharma Bro, Martin Shkrell, says, and we have an exile son has become a member of the channel. Thank you so much. I appreciate you so much for becoming a member of the channel. Remember, it's only $4.99 a month to become a member of this channel. And look at all the content. Look at all the beauty. Look at all the awesomeness that you get out of this. So anyway, Martin Shkrell said on Tuesday that he was behind the controversial token in an X space tuned in by thousands of people, days after denying any involvement. As influential accounts Gigantic Rebirth and Zach XBT joined in on the search for the creator. I have 1,000 pieces of evidence that I created it with Barron Trump. Shkrell wrote on blockchain sleuth Zach XBT in a direct message posted by the latter. He confirmed the same in his X spaces shortly after. Zach XBT then issued a statement. Zach XBT's statement to it was this: for those who are confused and need additional context, earlier today, Arkham announced a $150K bounty for the identity of the DJT creator. 11:49 p.m. UTC. I replied to Arkham saying I submitted for the bounty. 11:57, Martin Shkrell panic DMs me. 12:27, Martin Shkrell creates a space and announces he is the creator of DJT. So $150 for the first one. Dimly, and by the way, that was submission sent, blah, blah, blah. And then you had this right here where Andrew Tate, this is Martin Shkrell, says all of this, Barron's friend and I did this. Barron called me yesterday to buy in. It was at 1 a.m. I told my team. They woke up 9 hours later. I told Barron to give the amount of tokens I would have gotten from the buy-in at that time, and I'll pump it, but don't think he can. I know, just think you can say it's real and this will be okay. And then he says, between us, please, I have over 1,000 pieces of evidence I created with Barron. Now, that doesn't sound like he created it with Barron. That sounds like he created it and then sent Barron tokens. Okay, so that sounds a little bit odd to me. And it says one of the largest DJT insiders, Verso Sol, dumping 832 wealth of DJT and then depositing USDT to a centralized exchange 1 hour ago. Coincidentally, also a large holder of Martin's other project, Shoggoth. And yeah, so probably Martin Shkrell using it to make whatever, whatever he did off of it. So that's what's going on with the DJT token. It was somebody, it was the scam Pharma Bro who just got out of prison, teaming up with nobody, but claiming that it was Barron Trump. And pretty lame, pretty lame. I mean, I don't know how old Barron is, by the way, 17 maybe. I mean, the guy's like 9'8" or whatever. Like, just a fucking giant. He's a big dude. Anyway, so Pharma Bro is behind it, according to Pharma Bro. Now let's talk about SHIB right now. Major development here. There is the Sandbox. If you know what the Sandbox is, the Sandbox VR is a company that has different. It's like a blockchain technology VR company and gaming company. And what they do is they set up these shops where you can go in, and they're big green screen sort of rooms. So we have no DJT token. They launched a DJT token the other day. That's what we just said. They launched it a few days ago, and I mean, I don't know. I wasn't going to buy it anyway, so I was going to wait and see what happened with MAGA, because that was already there. So But anyway, this is what it looks like. So you can see it's just basically a green room, and inside that green room, this is you turn into this inside the green room. So when you're looking around at each and every, all the other people that are in there, you guys look like you're this military team, and then you're going to have to fight. And what you're fighting right now, the current one is called Deadwood Alley. So SHIB is part of this ecosystem somehow. What they've done is we're thrilled to integrate our unique culture into the platform, said the metaverse developer. And they announced that they now hold Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, as well as several other meme coins as part of the sandbox. The sandbox was originally released as a world-building mobile video game back in 2012, making it possible for users to create their own universe. In 2020, the company secured $2 million worth of cash in crypto in order to create an Ethereum-powered gaming world that would allow users to monetize their experience with the help of NFTs. The platform reached prominence during the 2021 NFT boom. Famous hip-hop artist Snoop Dogg even started development in his own community within the sandbox called the Snoopverse in early 2022. Someone shelled out $450K to be neighbors with the Drop It Like It's Hot hitmaker, which happened to be the peak of the metaverse craze. Earlier this year, they reached unicorn status after securing $20 million in fresh funding, which will allow it to continue developing its decentralized virtual world and new editing tools. Now, along with this, along with the sandbox game, you also can go to a place like there's one in Chicago where you can just load up, take your friends. They give you like a fake gun. They give you a VR headset, and for like $40, you can go in and everybody gets around to play, and you get to play for like an hour with a teammate. You basically have a squad, and you get to walk around and play Deadwood Alley, where you're like walking through an alley and shooting up everything, zombies that come after you. So a real fun time, and you can do it with SHIB. I think you can probably you could probably pay with SHIB now. I don't know if that's the case or not. If it's not, I assume that it's going to be coming at some point very soon. But it's interesting to see that SHIB is now in the market for VR gaming, even though it's not an actual VR game. That SHIB is part of their protocol, if you will. And because of that, SHIB jumped 4.28% in price recovery mode. Now, is SHIB still up on the day? Let's see. SHIB is down on the day at 4018 right now. But it did have a nice little spike just a few hours ago before having a little bit of a sell-off. And by the way, when I say that, remember, the market was up about 20 or 30 billion just a few short hours ago, but the USA stepped in and sucked the liquidity out of it yet again, because look, all I can say is, to me, scumbags, just dirt, just filth, garbage. I have no respect for U.S. investors at this point. But by the way, I mean institutional. I don't mean you guys. I mean institutional investors are just dog shit right now. They're just garbage. That human filth. Grody. I kid. I have no respect for you, but I really get just kidding about all of the different things that I'm saying about you. I just, I don't respect anybody who jeets out constantly on everything. But by the same token, who am I to judge? Because I'm the one that keeps telling you, sell the goddamn top and don't just get caught holding the bag every time. Like, take your profit on the way out, wait for the market to come down, be one of those people. So what do I know? Anyway, so, yeah, so SHIB is currently leading the meme coin rebound, or was anyway. And the bullish momentum indicator is starting to show that SHIB is turning around. The burn rate, it burned 17.2 million yesterday, which is actually a significant amount compared to what it does over a while. And we've got whales accumulating. All the pieces are in place for another SHIB big breakout. The only thing that we're waiting for, by the way, the only thing that we're waiting for on SHIB for a breakout, the only thing left here is for Ethereum to start to run. And here's what I think is really kind of going on here. And I'll be specific in it. I think that the market, especially for things like Shiba Inu, is really just waiting on Ethereum to pump. Now, originally I told you guys, I thought that, once we hit 50,000 in Bitcoin, we probably get a minor altcoin season. And really, there's only 8 altcoins. Like, Ethereum had a nice little run. Solana had a nice little run. Render had a nice little run. There's only really 8 altcoins that have really significantly pumped. to the level that Bitcoin did, right? Other than that, everything else is still kind of in the tank. Go look at Crow and you see almost no movement. Went down to, I think, as low as 4 cents at one point. Now it's around maybe 12 cents. So you can look at it and you can say, well, it's a nice big recovery, but it was $1 in the last bull run. It's not even close to where it was before. Same thing with just a litany of different tokens. So all of that, I thought at 50,000, we would start to get some relief off of that and then it didn't happen. And then what happened? Bitcoin continued to soar and went to 60,000. And I said, well, I don't think 60,000 is going to be the number. I think now, once you get past 50,000, I think that the number is going to be 70,000. Really, it was 69,000, but 70,000, when we hit an all-time high again, the money would start to cascade down. And you can make an argument that we did get kind of a blow off top when we hit like 73, 74K, because, let's face it, Solana was at $211, I want to say. Ethereum was a little bit like near 4,000. So there was some real big movement there. Myro trading at 14 cents today was at 30 cents, I want to say, 30, something like that. Dog with Hat, which is at $1.97 right now, was at $4.88. So, some of these things did really get a real nice blow off on there. But generally speaking, we didn't. So then the market's correcting to the downside. So that leads me to believe, quite simply, that Ethereum getting an ETF approved and getting a nice big pump. And again, Bitcoin's going to have to help it. But if Ethereum breaks its all-time high, then I think that here's what's going on. The people that are buying Bitcoin right now, those are institutional investors, have no interest in the rest of the broader crypto market. However, the people who buy Ethereum do have a vested interest in the market. So when Ethereum pumps up and it gets lit, son, then a lot of that money will start to manifest itself down and flow into smaller caps. That's what I think is going to happen now. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to happen for sure, but I do think that that's the way that it's leaning right now. I'm guessing, I'm speculative like everybody else, but I do think that that seems legitimate and that's what's most likely going to happen. So that's what I believe will happen with SHIB and the entirety of the altcoin market. So let's get back into it. So that being the case, let's move on here to the final piece. And Nvidia has now topped Apple and Microsoft in market cap and is now the biggest entity in all of the world. It is now the biggest company. That's crazy to think, right? So let's look at it. What ended up happening after Nvidia? Well, Render, we go look at the hour charts and you can see what happens here. Look at this. Render, off of this move down to 680, popped all the way up to $8. Then what happened? Well, then you had Fetch AI. Fetch AI just came down off of its big pump, but it went from $1.10 all the way up to $1.42. It's up 13% on the day. So Render and Fetch having really good days. But what about other AI assets like RLC? RLC up 4.5%. But again, you can see it right here. This had an enormous spike until it started coming down here in the last hour because, the garbage mongrels called the U.S. investor are on the market right now, sucking liquidity out of everything. Stacks, not necessarily AI. Let's keep going here. Brett is up 14%. Synthetics is up 4.5%. Again, coming back down to the 20 MA off of a big spike. Another AI protocol here with Synthetics. And then there was Aptos, I guess. Let's go look at Aptos. I don't have it on my list here, so I guess maybe not. Oh, yeah, I do. Aptos is up 2%. Again, it came down after an enormous little spike over here. Everything that was AI related had a nice little spike. Now, what's the cycle? What's the cycle for the meta here? It's going to go from AI to RWA to DPEN to GameFi, maybe. I don't know where GameFi fits in with it, but certainly some possibility. By the way, I think there's some real opportunity here. So just be watching for some big movements here. Now, Render took off, Fetch took off, didn't maintain themselves, but they did have nice runs. Now, just to give you some clarity here, we're going to move on to Luna Classic. There's 3 things happening with Luna Classic right now. And by the way, price continues to get dunked on. But there's 3 catalysts that are coming up that are probably going to make a big deal in the next little while. The number one is that settlement with Terraform Labs finally being concluded, which includes the shuttering of Terraform Labs. Now, that in and of itself is going to be a catalyst. The next catalyst to that is Chris Amani, the CEO, the current CEO of Terraform Labs, said in a public spaces yesterday that they cannot sell the Luna Classic that they have. They are going to liquidate it by burning it. So with a burn coming, you come over to Luna Classic as the currently number 125 overall product here. And you can see right here off of 6.79 trillion tokens, there's 5.523 trillion in circulation. All nodes going to have to do an update. Once this burn is done, 274 billion tokens is coming out of that total right there. So that's going to be kind of a big move, right? So what we're going to want to see is a real removal of tokens from the chain. And that's not going to be down here with the circulating supply. It's going to be the total supply right here, which means that the market cap is going to pump because there's going to be less supply. So the full diluted market cap is going to be quite a bit higher. The diluted market cap right now, 605 million. The current market cap, 492 million. So when you reduce some of the total supply, then that's what ends up happening is the rest of it gets spread into some other ones. So it's going to cause a lift here. It won't really mess with the market cap. Market cap can't go higher than 605. However, the fact that it does that will cause a spike in the price action right there, and that's going to lead to some relief. It's also USTC. I think they had 150. They had a bunch of USTC as well. So they're going to burn all of it, which is another catalyst. And then you have Binance, which is going to do at the first of the month, they're going to do another big burn, which should be 1 or 2 billion. Then after that, 30 days later, you're going to have another Binance burn. But after that Binance burn over there, you will have tax to gas on Terra Luna Classic. Now that changes the dynamic of how you can interact. dApps can now be built without having to manually compensate for tax fees or anything like that. Tax to gas changes, and it makes it very easy to build on the Luna Classic chain, basically a revival. And then in closing, the final little piece, I know I said a little bit more than 3 here, but it's just kind of flowing to me at the moment. Luna is being shuttered and being taken over by the community, which means that by virtue of that the next move here is going to be some of the people who are in Luna, they're going to move back over to Luna Classic and vice versa. So we'll see how this whole thing takes place, and we'll see who takes over, because if somebody from Luna takes over with LUNC, then the next thing you know, I mean, boom. You know what I mean? All of this stuff, all this ecosystem could come back together, and then the next thing you know, it all just kind of weaves itself back into this fantastic sort of thing. So, you know, I think that's going to happen. So that's what I think is going to go on. There's some catalysts here, some big catalysts, and I think it's going to be a big thing. DevvE, I got an announcement from DevvE. There are some questions that DevvE was asking, and this is it. We are excited to announce our first quiz. Now, every Wednesday from 2 a.m. UTC and Friday, 10 a.m. UTC, 1 point awarded for the fastest fingers. And what they're going to do is, let's pop this up on the screen over here. All right, so right here, weekly DevvE quiz, and what it reads is every Wednesday from 2 a.m. UTC and Friday from 10 a.m. UTC, 1 point awarded for the fastest fingers for each question, 100 USDT weekly prize for the most points, 150 of DevvE monthly leaderboard prize. Follow the DevvE announcement channel for the question drops, and that's what this is, the announcement channel. So if you haven't checked it out, you want to go to the DevvE announcements channel, and that is, I'm going to give you the link here in chat so you can go check this out. If you haven't bought yourself some DevvE, you're probably insane, and you probably have brain aids or something. So you should definitely have a bag of DevvE. This is the fastest and lightest blockchain that there is right now at this point. 8 million transactions in under a second are entirely possible with this blockchain, and it's permission. It's not permissionless. It's not built for you. It's built for the big companies, and the big companies, that's where you make money. So I think that DevvE is going to be one of those things that just absolutely sends and takes off, and it's going to be just an incredible run. So, and I'm here for it. So next up, again, go check it out. SAITAMA. What is going on with SAITAMA? Is it dumping again? It was dumping a little while ago. Daddy dumped down to 297, so that's probably a buy right now. FIAS is down about 38% right now to 3.4 cents. That's probably a buy because there's some arbitrage opportunity. It was trading at 4 cents on MEXC. It's up 10%. So I would say there's a big arbitrage opportunity for anybody right there for FIAS token. Anyway, SAITAMA is trading at 6.8 cents, still up significantly from where from where we all kind of got in. Now the question would be, what's next here? I'm looking at the chart and I'm seeing this kind of range sort of playing out right now. It probably looks more like a descending sort of channel here. I don't like the formation and the structure of it, but I like the fact that it continues to build. So I think it's probably going to 10 cents again. We're going to get an impulse move up here to 10 cents. I don't know if it goes beyond that. It's going to have to find support. It's going to have a move into that range and then bang up into 15 cents, which becomes the next point of resistance after that. Maybe a little resistance at 13 cents. And then, then after that, it's off to the all-time high, which is 22 cents. Then the question is, do we have the catalyst in place to make sure that this were to happen, right? So that's what it looks like on the on SAITAMA right now. It looks to me, if nothing else, and by the way, if we don't get a pump all the way up, I wouldn't be disheartened because there's a heart line kind of in the middle. Any kind of structure that you have is going to have a heart line. You're going to see a lot of trade volume, a lot of resistance right in that heart line. You see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, about 9 times it bounced off of the heart line for this range. So it could just kind of whip up here into 84 and come back down again. And, maybe it does something like that. I don't know yet. We're just going to kind of watch it and see what happens. But SAITAMA is not doing horribly. I mean, if you just consider, if you zoom out just a little bit, then remember, we were talking about it. We were getting in here at less than 2 cents. So the fact that it's almost 7 cents right now, certainly a great sign. So if you haven't already, you should probably pick up a bag of SAITAMA on Sol, One Punch Man. I'll put the address right here. Look, this is one of those things that has a huge community from the old days, and new members are being added every single day. So, at some point, this thing will be 10, 20,000 holders, and it'll just start ripping. You know what I mean? This is, this thing is going to go absolutely crazy. So, there you go. That's what's going on with SAITAMA. Now, let's kick off the final piece. All of the rest of this is going to be brought to you by TradeMaster Ninja. And if you are interested, certainly go check it out in the description down below. But let's talk about price action right now, and let's throw high IQ. The high IQ indicator tells you what to do in this market, and you can auto set it if you have a TradingView account and you have like Bitstamp, or you have Femex or somebody that you can use and attach it to down in the trading panel. Down here, here's your trading panel. Here's the available companies: Webull, Forex, TradeStation, Bitstamp, Gemini. So you do have to use what's available to you in this, but you can set this thing up to auto run and just make money for you. Like it just make money for you. Will it make millions for you? No, it won't. It doesn't work that way. What it does is it takes these signals right here, and it complies with all of the signals that you allow it to comply with, and then boom, you see something happen, right? So let's look at Bitcoin right now. What is it telling us on Bitcoin? Right now, we are getting bearish sentiment, not time for a reversal. We entered into shorts over here, and it's done multiple shorts over the last little while. and given you profit indicators every single time and told you exactly where you should be cashing out and making your profit. So it's been helping you along the way if you've done it. And by the way, if you're doing this with Bitcoin right now, you went from, what is this, 69,000 all the way down to 64,000 with a long. This paid for itself, and it paid for it for over 2 years or 3 years if you played it right and you used just a simple 5 or 10x on your move. So you should be using high IQ if you are not already. Now, with that being the case, where do I expect it to go? Well, we kind of went down here. We've had our move down into the range. The low is 64,000. So, we came down below that 64.5 that I told you. Anywhere between 64.5 and 63 was going to be the bounce zone, right? And I gave you this line right here, 63,798, right? And we've been sitting on that for a while, right? I mean, we should be able to agree with that. That was the previous line right here. Well, guess what happened? I mean, it came down like almost exactly to that line. Like we predicted exactly where it was going to go. And it did that. Now it's rejecting off of the top here at, what is this, 65.7 just a few short hours ago. Coming back down. Now the question at this point is, do we have a full-on reversal? We still have bearish momentum, but it's starting to change. Now, as far as Ethereum goes, let's look at Ethereum here. We had a move here. Now it recognized that we're in a bullish trend. You'll look up here and you'll see that this is in green where Bitcoin was in red. Bitcoin is still in a bearish trajectory, but Ethereum is flipped to bullish. Now it gave you an entry position over here, gave you a huge profit margin, took profit on it 4 separate times over here. So you should have made out like a bandit on this play. And then it gave you a nice exit over here while you were still in massive profits. It gave you the entry, and your entry was, what is this? Gave you an entry at 35.51 to short it, and then it gave you an exit at 34.83 after taking profit 4 different times. Like you made a killing off of this if you just had high IQ and you followed it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to do the thinking for yourself. It does the thinking for you. And as you can see right here, the line that it follows is the 200 MA. So it's bouncing right now. Ethereum bouncing off the 200 MA. What happened the last time it bounced off of the 200 MA? Well, it did so right here, and it went up to right here, which means that if this were to be the case, that we're probably looking at 36 happening next. That seems to be a reasonable move during this portion. But let's also look at, this is where it bounced off the 200 MA the last time, and it went explosively up from, what is this, 3,000, from about 2,900 all the way up to 4,000. So that's the kind of spike and bounce that you're looking to get when you bounce off of that 200 MA. So if that is, and if we got all the information for this new what do you call it, the ETF, then we're good to go. So certainly check it out. Now, dog with hat, you can look at that. How bearish is that? Like, look at all the gains that you would have had, though. If you would have just followed this thing right here, like you'd be retired already. You know what I mean? Like if you just followed this from this entry right here at 339, if you would just follow this thing all the way down to $1.99, like Jesus Christ, like, and you just took your profit along the way. Look at how many times this gave you money, free money. If you just follow this thing, then as Butters would say, I'll treat you good, bitch. So high IQ is treating you good, bitch. And look at this, all of these, again, just magnificent, profitable moves right here. All you had to do was download high IQ and use it. By the way, I am partnered with them. They sent me tokens, which you can check my wallet. It's also below. I haven't sold the tokens. They gave me tokens, and I'm not paid by them per se, and I don't get a commission every time you buy. I don't get a commission for that, but you get 25% off if you use Bleeves 25 down again in the description down below. I don't get a commission off of it, but I am supportive of it because I think it's a great product. And they sent me tokens too, because I think it's a great product. That's kind of why I reached out to them. So, I mean, this is what you got right here. This is the 1 hour, by the way. You don't trade on the 1 hour. You should trade on the 30-minute. But I mean, just look at it. All you have to do is follow the signs here, and this thing just will teach you exactly what you need to know all the way down the line. Now, Ben token over here looks like we got a spike down from that previous really low. It puts you in a short position right now. and it's starting to reverse. I don't know if that's reversing. If you look at it from this context right here and just kind of hug it along here, the bottoms seem to be moving in an upward fashion. So it could be that we're seeing a reversal. It happened the last time over here, and I told you guys that it would, if this is happening right here and it's going up like this, and that's probably going to be a breakout. And instead of breaking out, it did break out a little bit for this range, but then it came straight back down. So, I don't know what the next play is here. I know Ben's going to go live pretty soon, and maybe we'll get some clarity there. Maybe he's got a big announcement. Just never know what's going on with Ben Armstrong. So, all right, I think that's it. All right, there you go, guys. Got a new ad today for Cryptonomy, and guys, I can't stress this enough. I am making a killing on Cryptonomy.finance right now, and I'm going to show it to you right now. Now, by the way, I do split it 50-50 with Cryptonomy.finance when, because like when I join their launch pool, 50% goes to them, 50% comes to me. But when I show you how much I've made, you're going to be like, damn, Bleeves. So I'm going to show you. Don't get mad. Anyway, guys, that's it for the show. It's not financial advice. I'm always right. We'll talk to you again very, very soon. Cryptonomy.finance just had an update. They are now available in 4 different languages. In active development are a lot of cool different updates and information about partnerships from Cryptonomy that's going to be announced very, very soon. Now, to be part of that, follow them on Telegram at Cryptonomy_finance and on Twitter at Cryptonomy_fi. Now, what's going on with Cryptonomy.finance is nothing short of incredible. My positions on this launchpad have been just outstanding, and my contract ends November 21 of 2024. And at this point, I think that that's not even going to be the max of the bull run. So if you will, give me just a moment here. I'm going, and by the way, I've done very well on Cryptonomy. I'm going to go with the silver level. Contract going to end right here, 19 June 2025. We're going to go 3 Bitcoin on this move. All right, so we've got a bronze that's been just absolutely killing the game, guys. I put in half a Bitcoin previously. If you remember, that was $30,000 Bitcoin at that point. So, we put in about $15,000. My accrued interest so far, and by the way, I do have, this is a share because it's a 50-50 split, but my cut of that, $84,241 right now in Bitcoin. So this is an incredible rate of return so far for Cryptonomy.finance. So do you want to be part of that? Sign up to Cryptonomy.finance today.